at the edge of space, calling us to fly away.
Hey guys, long time no see. It's good to be back. It is great to see you, Marahum, and Coaster as well. Although I think I saw Coaster not too long ago, and I've already talked to him. Yeah, I have a lot to say today. I don't even know where to get started, really. The first thing is, thanks for tuning in, Marahum. I'm really, no, I'm really happy to see you. Honestly, in these, how long has it been since my last stream? Little under 3 months. The 3 months I haven't been around. I was like thinking to myself, definitely some of the people that I miss seeing. Of course, would like one of the first names that came to mind was Marahum, of course, and then of course Clickit and LeBron. Just as some names that came to mind, but it has been quite a ride, but I'm going to talk about that in a second. Oh, go on. Oh, well, I don't have too much to say. No, it's just definitely you three were on the forefront of my mind. Now, before Coaster and Hom will be like, wait, what about us? Well, I mean, the thing is, as you do know, well, maybe some others. I can't speak to other people, but I will tell you that I'm gonna start on gameplay while I'm gonna AFK. Well, not AFK, but I'm gonna play on autopilot while I chat with you guys, because that is one of the amazing, awesome things about this game. I can actually do that without having to really put too much. Why can't I? Why can't I actually go in game? It's not bugged out. Oh, yes. Oh, thank fuck. Last night I was trying to play and it didn't actually let me for some reason, so I was wondering if it was still like that, but it's not. But yeah, one of the really awesome things about this game that I've come to appreciate is that I can afford to actually play the game while I talk with you guys. That's not the case for every game that I've played in the past. Like, when I played Dota 1 on this channel, I think that it was rather difficult trying to talk with you guys at the same time I played, so... because, yeah, I'm constantly trying to pay attention to the map, and I'm focusing, and here I don't really have to do that as much, so it's really good. It is very nice. But yeah, let's talk. Let's go back to what I was talking about, because I've said quite a number of things. So the first thing is, I mean, first and foremost, yes, I did say, yeah, like the first people that come to mind that I said that I miss would be, of course, indeed Marahum, and LeBron, and Clickit. Those are the first three that came to mind, but of course plenty of others as well. But the reason why it's not Hom 3 Watcher and Coaster is because, of course, I have been talking with them. I have talked to them in the past couple of months, so yeah. Whereas with Marahum and LeBron and the others, it's been quite a ride. Yeah, I'll just flare farm. I just feel like flare farming. Might as well. Yeah, I haven't really had a chance to speak to any of you guys. And truly, I have missed you guys. I very much missed your company. It was, you know, well, I mean, the part of what made this stream super enjoyable is that, yeah, you guys, like you and many others, have been around and actively supporting me, and for that I am deeply thankful. It's Clicket's birthday today. Oh, very nice. Oh, well, perfect timing. I don't know if he's going to be around. Again, I don't plan to do like a super long stream, but I felt like, you know, I felt like a stream was in order for a number of reasons now. Like I said, there's a lot of different things to talk about. I don't really know where to get started. Hayes is back. That's really good to hear. I know that you enjoy Hayes' streams, Hom 3 Watcher, so it's good that to hear that he is back. Yeah, so, well, where do I begin, guys? Where do I begin? So, anyone know how the champ count is going? I have not played since the last time I streamed, and yeah, there's some reasons for that, and I'm going to talk about that in a second. Yeah, like I said, I really don't know where to begin. I don't normally ever do this, but maybe I should have prepped like a list of topics to talk about today, but I guess I'll go over it in the intuitive order for me. So yeah, first, like I said, first things first, yeah, I'm glad you're hanging out, Marahum. I don't know who else is around. Everybody else who's tuning in, thank you for stopping by. Now, some of the things I wanted to talk about. LeBron! Hey, speak of the devil, and he shall arrive. Like I said, some of the first names that I thought of, indeed, are the ones that are showing up, and apparently Click is not here, but I think that's because it's his birthday. And I saw Hope's All's Well. Oh yeah, it's actually been fantastic. Honestly, it's been fantastic. I could talk about, unlike other disappearing acts I've pulled off, I can talk a little bit about why I pulled off the disappearing act this time. And for once, no, it wasn't. Yeah. Anyway, I'll talk about why I haven't been around, and also why I'm back, and just thoughts about the future going forward. Because as we all know, there have been some very exciting announcements that have come out, and honestly, yeah, I mean, it's been pretty interesting these last few months that I've been gone. Some very big developments that I was not expecting. The devil, he's a good devil. What can I say? If there's such a thing that exists. All right. So first and foremost, let's talk a bit about. What should we talk about here? Yes. So I felt like a stream was in order now rather than later because obviously the Slashdiablo ladder reset is upon us. That is the absolute first thing that I have to say regarding stream frequency. Yeah, like we have the whole. Yeah, we have the Slashdiablo ladder reset coming up, as you all know. That is going to be March the 12th, and that's going to be 4 p.m. my time, 7 p.m. Eastern. Now, the interesting thing, or one of the interesting things about the Slashdiablo ladder reset, of course, is that for whatever, I don't know if they did this on purpose or what, but funny enough, the Project Diablo 2 private server is also going to be running their ladder reset on the exact same day. So, yeah, I am going to go on a limb and guess that there probably won't be as many people as in past resets, is my guess. Although, this could also be balanced out by the fact that there was a D2 remaster announcement, and there are potentially more people coming back to the game. Yeah, I'm going to go on a limb and guess that they still will opt to play PD2, but it could also mean some new faces here and there. I don't know. Usually the D2R developer had been coding the last few months. Well, that's an interesting theory, actually. It's an interesting theory that's not, what's the word for it? That's not unreasonable. It would actually be a pretty adequate explanation as to why I've been gone. But unfortunately, no, I am not a D2R a programmer, developer, whatever. I'm not a part of that whole process, as awesome as that would be. Now, ooh, 3 max 20 AR, not bad, not bad. No, so that's the first thing I'm going to talk about. Yeah, today's stream, I wanted to, first of all, yeah, spread the word. Usually, as is customary, anytime there's a new reset, I usually like to do a stream, and I usually like to be all like, hey guys, you know, ladder reset's coming up, brace yourselves, the storm is coming, yada yada yada, and so here I am. Second reason is I need to get a head count of who is available. Coaster and Good Grief are already, well, yeah, Coaster and Good Grief are already on deck, so they are going to be taking part. I already have them as confirmed, unless they say otherwise this stream or in the week to come. So yeah, reset is coming up. They're pretty much going to be taking part. I do have to make the post. I'm going to do that right after the this stream, actually. That's one of the reasons I decided to do this stream. I wanted to pull some people who, like maybe Marlies and Incendies and all those other people might respond to the call to action through if I stream. I don't know. That's one of the things I was thinking, so I figured that it would make the most sense to kind of talk about what I plan to do in the season to come. We're going to talk about, I guess, well, talk about plans for the future afterwards. Speaking of plans for the future, next season I actually did want to do the two-man with Dewscrim. but he has been MIA. I haven't seen him in a while, and I mean, I've been MIA for a really long time myself, so it was only about a couple of weeks ago that I finally kind of came back, and I was like, okay, yeah, it would probably be a good time to get everything in order. Um, yeah, that's what I'm going to say about all that. What else are you guys talking about? And we announced like a month before theirs. Yeah, that's the interesting thing. Like, you guys announced so much earlier, so I can't help but wonder if this was done intentionally or if it just happened to be like a very convenient time, or, you know, like, it could very well be the case that they don't want any competition with Path of Diablo, but they're more than happy to suck up the people who are playing on Slash, which, I don't know, man. You know, that's a tough choice for me between Project POD2 and Slashdiablo. Oh, okay, not really, but I mean, it will for a lot of other people, I think, be quite the opposite, though. Like for me, it's very clear to me where I'm going to be going. I mean, yeah, plain and simple. But for a lot of other people, they might, like Corey, for example. I would imagine he would opt to play POD2 over Slash and so on. And Click just went live. Very nice. Maybe I'll go raid him afterwards to try and make his day. But that'll have to be after I finish streaming. Because, like I said, it's going to be a short one. So I wanted to talk to you guys about a lot of different things. You guys have been around, and yeah, it'd be nice to just kind of chat and talk to you guys about what's on my mind. Okay, so yeah, that's some of the things that I wanted to talk about. Basically, yeah. Well, like with the big thing, it's whatever you just do. We might have a short ladder reset this time to get out of the cycle being so close to POD and PD2 resets. They really don't look at other reset times before deciding. Yeah, no, I'm on board with that. I know that this was an idea that was brought up by Coaster, and I was actually pretty on board with it. Of course, it's not really up to me to decide how you yourselves do these resets, but of course, yeah, like it might help. I don't know. But what I'm particularly intrigued about is that with the D2 remaster coming, how is that going to impact the Slash player base? Will that be like where everyone moves over to D2 remastered, or I don't know, that's something I'm legitimately curious about. Even this reset, you know, not trying to be like the naysayer or anything like that. I was just thinking about it. I'm like, huh. So we have POD2. That's gonna be coming out. That's gonna be coming out like what on the same day, or that reset's gonna be the same day as ours. So I'm sure some people will have to make a choice, right? Like in my case, the choice is pretty clear cut. I mean, there's never really a contest, but for other people that play both, they're gonna have to figure out if they want to do one or the other. So whether or not, you know, what people end up deciding, I guess it remains to be seen. And then, of course, we have the D2 Remastered announcement, and that's something which I'm sure some people will have their thoughts on, but I'm actually going to leave that for last, actually, because I want to talk about a couple things prior to that. Greater Talons, okay. Slash lives on. I predict a fun couple of months like with D2R before it That's true! You know something? That's something that I'd completely forgotten about. And I'm going to address that a little later too. There are some thoughts I have regarding all of that. Because I know there are going to be some people who are going to ask about what I think of a D2 Remastered. I've had a lot of people ask me about it already, along with people who have been asking me whether or not I intend to stream it. Now that one's the really interesting question. But anyway, one of the things I wanted to talk about, in case you guys are curious, in case you guys are, well, at all concerned, is where I've been these last few months. And honestly, I kind of needed to take a step away from, yeah, I kind of needed to take a step away from, I guess, streaming and also streaming this game. Yeah, for a couple of reasons. Honestly, is very taxing. I don't know how else to put it. Like you know, I think like I love you guys. Y'all are great, right? Like LeBron, Marahum, you guys really do make it worthwhile. But for me, like sometimes I just can't do it, man. Like I gotta talk for like however many hours on end. 2 hours, 3 hours. Oh shit, I'm gonna die here. Yeah, so for me, it was one of the big things was it was getting very tiring. I don't like to use the word burnout, but I feel like this is about as close to a burnout as it gets. Like, for me, like, the amount, I don't know, for me, like, when I streaming is supposed to be, like, for me at least, a source of comfort, and it is, but it's also, like, sometimes I just, like, you know, I finish my day-to-day routine, and then, like, I'm, like, you know, I gotta decide what I'm gonna do for the evening, how I want to unwind, how I want to chill, like what I want to do, and then I'm like, man, shit, like if I start up a D2 stream, then I have to do two things which, you know, do take, honestly, a pretty substantial amount of effort, especially when you do it, like, you know, regularly. The first is, you know, I have to talk for, like, X number of hours every stream, right? And not even factoring in any technical problems that occur along the way, that does get annoying, things like my computer freezing, and I still haven't figured out why it's only D2 specifically and no other game. But anyway, so one of the big things was definitely, yeah, like, for me, if I want to chill, like, if I want to relax, I'm gonna spend it, like, I'm gonna spend my time probably, like, unwinding by watching, like, a TV show or an anime, something like Boku no Hero Academia, or recently I've been getting into WandaVision, and that's been fucking lit, and then when that finishes, I'll probably be watching Falcon and Winter Soldier, because that just sounds fucking amazing. Not everyone's a Marvel fanboy, I'm not really either, but, like, WandaVision in particular just sounded like a really cool series, and so I got into it, and it was actually a fucking fantastic series, honestly. So I've been really into that lately. And then, of course, there's other things I could do, too, with my time, and I just realized that, yeah, like if it's a choice between spending my free time, you know, trying to, I guess, have fun doing other things, like for myself type things, okay, and I'm not talking like porn here. I'm talking like you know, I wanted to, you know, maybe go and even like, well, okay, this is not a good example, but if I wanted to just like game on my own, I would go and play like, I don't even know. Just trying to think of what I've played lately aside from Diablo 2. There hasn't really been much. Hey, Canapop, how's it going? Good to see you. Long time no see. You gotta do you, my man. Take care of yourself, or else you'll play yourself. Oh yeah, for sure, for sure. I mean, the thing is, I've watched one episode of WV. Gotta catch. Oh, dude, you have to. It just gets better and better and get better. It's so good. It's so good. Anyway, honestly, it was, to tell you the truth, like, when I first started this channel, like, I got an own drop. I know you're jealous. Hey, Jim Bobs, how's it going? Long time no see. Mage Fist can drop by Norm Diablo, I think. But Rack only, hell. Okay, anyway, so yeah, there's a lot of stuff here. Yeah, no, so your guys' company is great as always, right? But like when I first started this channel, I was trying to do it as kind of a way to like as a form of escapism, where I can kind of enjoy myself as well as being able to entertain other people, right? And it was reaching the point for me where I was doing a lot of the, I mean, at least in my eyes, I'm entertaining you guys, but I myself wasn't really having as much fun as I wanted to be, I guess, compared to other readily available. Oh shit. Readily available alternatives. I don't know if that makes sense. So like, you know, finish, you know, let's say like let's say it's like 7 o'clock on a Friday afternoon or Friday evening. You know, a lot of my, well, I mean, I haven't been able to, I mean, I don't regularly go out and see my friends as much, like my real life friends, because, you know, COVID is still a thing. That's going to change once the vaccines get rolled out. But until then, you know, like, we don't actually have, you know, I'm not going to really be seeing them regularly, but, you know, sometimes we spend time together, play, you know, there's like some pretty interesting games, like, what's it called? Not Ice Sketch, Scribble, Scribble.io, and there's some other ones as well. But yeah, just like, oh yeah, and then of course like Jackbox and shit like that. Like I play that with other people, right? Like on spare time, like spend time with friends and do other things like that. And I don't know. For me, that was nice and chill. That was kind of, it was nice to kind of step away from everything and kind of go back to doing that, especially because again, like. I needed to take a break away from streaming because it was getting tiring. But also the game itself was kind of getting tiring. As much as I hate to say it, like there was a limit to how much I was willing to get vexed and ohmed. Like, and I kind of hit that. Like, I just didn't. I mean, I hate to say it. Like, normally I'm very like, oh yeah, I don't really care so much about what the game. Has to, you know, like if I get like shitty drops, I get shitty drops. I talk about it with you guys, we get a good laugh about it, and I move on. But this season in particular, I just wasn't really feeling it. I'm like, okay, so I ran 1,000 chaos and I got Vex's ohms in like a low, like, alright. And then some people are gonna say, oh shit, like, you know, I know Coaster has had traditionally worse luck than me, in like even this season I think he had worse luck than me. But even like, I don't look at things relative to other people. Like, you gotta understand that. Like, okay, well, okay, sometimes I do, but in this case I don't. Like, alright, cool. Like, okay, some people ended up with, you know, with no high runes to their name. But that's fine. But at the end of the day, that doesn't really affect the fact that I got very few high runes, or that if I did get high runes, that they were very, like, relatively low high runes. So for me, I wasn't... So not only was streaming getting tiring, the fact that I had to commentate and actively try and initiate discussion for, you know, 3-4 consecutive hours after doing my day-to-day routine. But then on top of that, I had to play this game, and honestly, I love this game. I really do. Like, I don't know how else to put it, but it was getting taxing. It was getting taxing trying to play this game, when I would hop on and just know that, oh, well, I'm just going to play another day, and I'm basically going to get, Vexes and fucking, Vexes and Ohms, and I ran 1,500 Chaos, and I think that was all I got, fucking Vexes and Ohms, like, literally, my name is now 2Vex because of this, like, or Vex 2, I think, I kind of enjoy that. Vex 2. And yeah, no, the name itself is okay, obviously, but there's a limit to how many Vexes I was willing to. Oh yeah, there you go. That's what I'm talking about. Going straight for the goods here. I'm gonna be farming like a shit ton of keys today. I'm feeling the keys. But anyway, yeah. There was only a limit to how many Vexes and Ohms I was willing to take. Like, I just wasn't happy with the progression at all. How, like, the pacing. Like, I was spending way too many hours trying to get, like, upgrades to my gear. And the upgrades just were not satisfactory to me. Like, here, give me a second. I'll be right back. Okay, sorry about that. Unexpected phone call there. Okay, so where were we here? Where were we? Yeah, blah, 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 blah. Now look at that, I know I find it tough to continue playing a character once their build is complete. Okay, so I actually had the opposite problem, Marahome. This is the problem. My build was not complete. Like yeah, I incidentally happened to stop at infinity, but at the same time, like I wasn't yet done my character. Death's Fathom. I needed to switch this out for a higher Death's Fathom, but honestly, we could even say, all right, like let's take the L on that one. I needed Arachnid Sash. I needed Ormus Robes with 3 to Frost Nova. Needed a crafted amulet, Cold Lifers, of course, better Sork Torch, and a better set of boots. Although these weren't bad. But my point here is there were certainly upgrades that were available. It's not like I stopped playing because, oh shit, well, my character's done. I've got nothing else to play for. No, actually, in actuality, I had plenty more to play for. The problem was just that I was getting pissed off at the amount of, I guess, rather, the lack of progress towards, like literally my character is level 94. Like, straight up, I got my character all the way to level 94 before I fucking could complete the character. Usually, it's well over the other way around. Usually, I hit, I get my character fully geared out, and then maybe I'll grind out to level 95. And the thing is, like, because it took so long for me to gear up my character, what this meant for me was just that a lot of the goals that I wanted to try and hit this, well, not even goals, but a lot of the things I want to do this season, I felt like I was not able to reliably do, right? Like, I don't know if Coerce is still playing this season. I'm gonna go on a limb and guess that he already stopped playing, but I think Coerce. Like, you guys remember at the start of the season when Coerce was looking for a 2-8 partner, or when I was actively, back when people were actively trying to start, like, bail runs, and no one was able to do bail runs, or rather, hey, Coerce is here! Oh, well, there you have it. Oh, well, the ads, like I said, speak of the devil, you shall arrive. Hey, Coerce, nice to have you hanging out. But yeah, Coerce was looking for a fucking 2-8 partner for most of the first half of the season. Well, I shouldn't say first half of the season, but the first couple of weeks. And I remember that what was stopping me from joining him was that I hadn't actually finished my build. I wasn't willing to freaking go Blizzsork into bail runs. Like, I wanted to play my build specifically before I ended up in those bail runs. I had all of the side characters leveled up and everything. I had my summoning druid, and I had this, and I had that. Like, I was tempted to grind out to 96, but 97, 98. But by the time, I was like at a point where by the time I finished my character, people were already like 95, 96, 97, and I'm like, okay, well now I don't want to really race people because they're 3 levels ahead. If I'd actually finished my character even a week or two earlier, I honestly think it would have been a very different story, and I would have actually actively attempted to, run some bails, and I would have tried to grind out with people, and that would have been a lot of fun. But the fact of the matter is, even something like that just didn't end up happening because, again, like, it just took me way too long to finish my build. I think 13 days. 14 days? I think it actually legit took me 14 days since the start of the season to get Infin. I mean, for some people, they I get it. They grind out the entire season before they get their Enigma or Infinity. Like, I get that, but it was just way too late for me. Yeah, it was way too late for me. So I lost out in the sprint, and the marathon, with how shitty my luck was looking, just wasn't looking very good. Like, I had nothing greater than low for 3 weeks. Actually, it's still, yeah, like, for the 3 weeks that I actively played, not even like on and off playing. Like, it was just like, alright, wow, I got 1 low as my highest rune, then everything else was Vex or Ohm, or worth of Vex or Ohm, in the rune department. And I was like, honestly, I don't know how else to put it. I was getting fucking sick of that. So yeah. It was super rough to RNG. Yeah, it was. It was. And the thing is, I hate to complain about it in this case because I'm like, all right, I get it. Other people have suffered through worse, and they straight up don't they straight up don't mind, right? But I'm like, it was kind of like it felt like the game was basically adding insult to injury in a lot of cases. Things like, oh well, there's a 15 cold damage 3 to Frost Nova amulet or Ormus. It's like, oh wow, okay, cool. I'm gonna pay Vex for it because that's all I've got. And then somebody puts down 1.5. And keep in mind, this is an item for which I need it for my build. And it's 15 cold damage too. So I would have gladly put a Sir on it, like on any other season. You know, ask for a Sir, boom, done. Like, I'm not even gonna second guess it, right? Like, some people will try to, like, you know, and this is a style of bargaining I do respect to some degree. Like, you know, they'll start off low. Like, they'll start off, well, not like LO, but they'll start off, you know, maybe like Gull, and then gauge out interest. And then, you know, if no one else competes with them, then they'll, yeah, if no one else competes with them, then they'll snag the item for Gull, right? It's cheap, but if no one else needs it, then, and they're the only bidder, then most sellers will be forced to pay up, or to just say, alright, well, fuck it, I better Gull than nothing. For me, I try to pay the amount that I feel like it's worth. For a 3 Frost Nova, 15 cold skills, I would have gladly gone like Sir, because that's a double perfect roll on cold and, well, and the fact that it's, you know, obviously Nova, right? Like, or Cold Nova. Now, it is a, it's a very niche item, that's true, but I would have gladly put that much down, but I just simply didn't have that much after, despite having, like, farmed for weeks upon weeks, right? Like, and yeah, getting nothing but Omen Vex, if that even. Like, straight up, I would start the stream, and then it would be like, oh, cool, first run. Oh, I found a high rune. I wonder which high rune it is. Oh, and it's a Vex. So, yeah, like, again, there's certainly people in a worse boat, but there was also a certain level of tolerance I had for that. It was just getting fucking annoying, and at that point, I'm just like, alright, do I really feel like booting, like, legit, like, do I really feel like booting up the game so that I could get a Vex, basically? Or, let me rephrase this, so that I would have to commentate for a bunch of hours about, what was the hot topic at the time? My thoughts on Project Diablo 2, I think, was the hot thing, because that had just come out at the start of the season. Yeah, my thoughts on Project Diablo 2, along with the US election, were the two main things that I think I kept getting asked about. And I guess even the election itself was primarily being asked by Jim Bobs. But anyway, yeah, no, I was just like, alright, so I'm going to have to reiterate the same topics again and again, and have to come up with things to talk about for the stream at any given time. And then, of course, on top of that, when I'm actually playing the game itself, I basically get, like, fucking jack shit. So, yeah, for me, I just needed to, yeah, I just did not feel like playing the game, I realized. Well, sorry, let me rephrase. I didn't actually feel like streaming the game. And then, of course, on top of that, like, there were certain, like, the thing is, Diablo 2, I usually like to play it, I usually like to play Diablo 2 kind of like on a bit of downtime, you know? Like, what I mean by this is when it's like maybe a little past midnight and I don't really feel like doing anything super stressful. I don't feel like playing any MOBAs or PvP games like League or anything like that, and I'm just on my own. Like, how do I like to pass the time? I like to play a bit of Diablo 2 because I feel like that's the best time to play Diablo 2, like a couple runs before you go to bed. But one of the interesting things about Diablo 2 as a game is that I like streaming it for you guys, right? Like, for Slash. And I also like to stream my progress on a character. I don't know how else to put it. Like, I don't feel compelled to play this game. Well, let me rephrase. I don't want to play this game off stream. Is like the TLDR. I just don't like playing this game off stream. Because usually I'm playing this, you know, I primarily like to play Slash, in particular, right? And I'm like, alright, well, if I want to play Slash, I should stream it for you guys. So it's a bit of a, I believe the phrase is catch-22, I don't know if I'm using it correctly. It's like, I want to play the game, but in order to play the game, I have to stream it. But I don't really feel like streaming it. That was how I felt in some cases, right? Like yeah, drops were an issue, but in the rare event that I would want to play the game, that was kind of the main thing that kind of held me back. I'm like, I like to stream like if I find like a cool thing, like let's say I find, I don't know, fucking Burrun. It would be kind of a waste if I was like, oh shit, well sorry guys, I can't. Yeah, well I found a Burrun from Neilthang. Like I'd rather actually be able to show that off to you guys. And so one of the reasons I don't like to play this game outside of my streams is that, yeah, I don't really want to waste which mule account is it? Oh wow, I actually got it right. Okay. Yeah, one of the reasons I don't like to stream or I don't like to play this game without streaming is I actually want to be able to share my finds with you guys too. So anyway, so yeah, there's a couple of thoughts there. Honestly. Yeah. There's some other issues too, but I'm not going to talk about that right this second. Anyway, so let me just take a look here. Wow, I'm actually... Hey, Linus Sex Tips. Interesting name. This was, of course, the next question that I was going to... Well, actually, I'm going to address that in a second. Just give me a moment to talk to LeBron here. LeBron was saying do a fun... I don't know if you're still around, LeBron, but LeBron, you were also saying do a fun build this coming season, no MA sins. Well, see, that's... You got to understand, this season, I did do a fun build in the form of this this sorceress, right? Like, it is kind of it's a sweaty build in the sense that... Yeah, okay, I'll chuck these out. Yeah, it's a sweaty build in the sense that I have to, you know, it's a sorceress, right? Like, I feel like sorceress by itself is already like, oh yeah, you're probably gonna be expecting to try and get a little bit more than the average season where you're not playing a strong build like this, but for me, yeah, trying to play this Tri-Elemental Sorceress and share it with you guys was, I mean, I don't know how else to put it. It was, that was a fun build. If that was not a for fun build, I really don't know what is, as much as I hate to say it. Yeah. Yeah, good enough, honestly. I'll just offshore this, too. I'm too lazy to hold this on my character. Hey, Nintendo! I'll talk to you in a second. Nice to have you on board with us today. So there was... Okay, so the question that was being asked from Linus. So Linus was asking, what is my opinion about D2 Remastered? And yeah, there were a number of people who I figure would ask about this, and I'll probably have to echo my sentiments again and again, but I will tell you this right now. I am actually pretty excited for Diablo 2 Remastered. I thought it was going to be dog shit if ever they came out with a D2 Remastered, but to tell you the truth, like looking at the... Blade D2R, okay. Looking at the initial trailer for the game and the features they have planned for it, I feel like they're very in touch with the community. That's the... And I might eat my words, okay? Some of you guys, this might not age well. I don't know. But so far, initial first impressions, I look at like the trailer, I look at the features that are being promised, and I'm like, they're adding things that people would have universally requested. You know what I mean? Like expanded stash space, for example. Where it makes it way easier to mule between characters without having to fucking, well, make mule characters, I guess. Or without having to really run the risk of getting RD'd, like, realm down and all that shite. And I'm like, you know, if the people who are working on the game right now kind of understand some of the things that people wanted. That's a good starting point, right? It's not just, you know, Blizzard that are just trying to rehash Diablo 2 and make it look like Diablo 2. No, they've improved the character models, not in a way which everyone is pleased with, but again, it's nice to be able to see, for example, my like the armor that a barbarian is wearing, because, you know, if they're wearing a fucking IK armor, it should look fucking slick as fuck, right? And it does in Diablo 2. But for other characters, it's not quite this way. At least in my opinion, it's not this way. Like, if, like, for example, like a necromancer or a druid is like wearing like I don't know, worm hide versus like a quilted armor, you really can't tell the fucking difference. So that leads me to think, oh no, that's kind of scary. I might actually have to. I think I'm gonna check on this run. It's no bueno for me. Anyway, yeah, like you got a lot of people who. Oh man, I lost my train of thought here. It's on the fuck Blizzard stream. Yes, exactly. That's what I'm saying. I mean, I'm not the biggest fan of Blizzard, but I mean, if it's that also nods to a second point of mine, which is that, yeah, from what people have said, it's not really Blizzard who has control over the remaster. Well, okay, obviously they have control over it, but they got Vicarious Visions, was it? There's basically another subgroup of people who are actually working on the remaster. It's not the same people who worked on Warcraft 3 Remastered, right? At least that's what people have mentioned. But I'm not basing it off of that. I'm just basing it off of, like, what I've seen promised for the game, right? And what I've seen of the game. I'm like, that actually just looks really good. I don't know how to put it. Anyway, try to finish what I was trying to say earlier. Like, yeah, like, different characters, when they wear armor, like look at this, right? I'm wearing Skin of the Viper Magi. You know, just looks like the sorceress. How cool would it be to actually see that armor in D2 Remastered? For me, I think that's kind of cool. Obviously, graphics for me is not like something that really hooks me into games. It's always going to be the gameplay. But the fact that they have a game coming out, or they have this remaster coming out, and it actually looks like they're bringing the game to what it would look like in, like, even something like 2015 is really cool. And then on top of that, they're retaining the original gameplay. They're not going to try to fuck it up by adding a bunch of random shit. And I imagine they're not going to fucking try and, like, butcher it the same way they did with Warcraft 3 Remaster. Like, Warcraft 3 Remaster brought all sorts of problems to the original game. Yeah. Doing reset team or nah? Yes. I was gonna make a reset post after stream. Yep. See, there is yet another person who is, well, I mean... Yep. So, there we go. Isn't ladder reset in the morning? Hey, PSFX. No, you got your timelines mixed up. The ladder reset is in the morning for Project or POD2, and Slashdiablo's reset is the 7 p.m. Eastern. So you see, there is a difference between these two private servers. Whichever one you choose to play on, or maybe you'll do both. Maybe you'll play PD2 in the morning and then you'll play the other in the evening. I don't know. That's a very viable option too. Anyway, if they fix the full Trang animation bug, I will wear nothing else. Yeah, that honestly seems pretty legit, but I'm gonna tell you what right now. What I want to see is fucking Archangel wings on the fucking Tyrael's Might, okay? Like, you cannot change my mind. I simply think that, like, I don't think they'll do it, but that'd be super fucking cool if they did. I would wear nothing else there if... Yeah, I don't know, man. Style points is, like... Honestly, to wear equipment for swag points means a lot more, where people can actually see what fucking armor you're wearing, okay? Like, that's just how I feel about it. Right? That'd be pretty dope. A lot of people also complain about Amazon's face in D2. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, not everyone's happy, and welcome to the channel, by the way, ZTG. But yeah, a lot of people are not, you know, not like, oh, yeah, you know, like, everything is to their taste. Like, that's why I'm saying, like, Okay, not all the graphics are so desirable. Amazon's face looks a little strange, but I will say though that like a lot of other things about the game, like just look really good, really clean, very well polished. Like even down to the fact that they have it as a port for the D2 Go HC on reset. Oh my goodness. These people are crazy. Anyway, but yeah, they have it ported for consoles now, including the Switch. Now, you guys might not really care about that, and normally I wouldn't care about that too. But the fact that they've ported it to Switch, and apparently it's taken a while. The fact that they're porting it to consoles actually means that other people, other friends of mine who actually do or don't play Diablo 2 right now are actually interested in the game because it'll come out on Switch and console. So for me, that's actually kind of a good thing, that such a thing is going to be, you know, possible, right? I don't know. There's a lot of things about it that they've done where I'm like, I'm actually pretty hyped for it. And to tell you the truth, I will, that's kind of like my generally positive take on it, but I do have some misgivings of it too, about it too, of course. Yeah, like, I do have some misgivings about it, about D2 Remastered. The first biggest one being that I'm scared that it'll eat up a lot of the player base from the Slash private server. Yeah, and then the other big concern I have about D2 Remaster is, what was it? What was the really big thing? Oh, yeah. Okay, so I feel like at the end of the day, there's going to be people who attempt to explore, who will successfully exploit the game through the use of botters, dupers, D2JSP, and to be honest, I just don't think it will be possible for the people who make the game. Like, the people who make the game might make a really good game, and then it might just be poorly maintained by Blizzard. That could very well be the case, as is currently the case with Diablo 2 right now. So what I feel like will be my biggest concern about D2 Remastered is that they make like a really good product, and then it'll die off fairly quickly once the magic wears off, and people realize all of the underlying problems of, oh, well, there's botters who ruined the game just like, 15, 20 years ago, right? Again, I think for me, that's my biggest concern. So here's what I'm going to tell you guys. I am looking forward to the very beginning of D2 Remastered. Like, when the game first gets launched, I feel like that is when the game might be at its peak. I could be wrong about this. Maybe the launch will be super fucking buggy. I don't know. But I feel like, for me, the most interesting time to get in on D2 Remastered is when it first gets launched. Yeah, so for me, like, the most interesting part of the game is going to be when the game gets launched, because I feel like that's when most of these pain points that I'm talking about, things like botters, dupers, people trying to do like real world trading, all that shit, are going to be at its minimum, or at its lowest, because, like, it does take time, not a lot of time, but it does take some time for the people who make these cheats to actually it actually takes some time for them to work out how, well, I guess basically to just program the fucking thing, right? And because it takes them some time to actually program it, I feel like it would be nice to get even like a week or 2 weeks or a month in of being able to play the game where everyone is, you know, playing it, or most people are playing it legit. And then to be able to use my knowledge of the game in such a way where the people who, well, I can actually get an edge over the other people who are going to be playing it. I don't know how else to put it, right? Like I've played a lot of Slash. I've learned a lot over these last few years. It would be nice to actually put it to good use by playing, you know, the remastered version of Diablo 2. And people who have bots and exploits like duping and all that stuff will, of course, mitigate this advantage of knowing the game well from actually having spent a lot of time playing it. But I feel like before it reaches that point, that is when the game will be at its peak level of enjoyment, at least for me personally. So that's what I'm going to say about D2 Remastered. I'm really looking forward to the launch of D2 Remastered. Will I play it or consistently play it on and on afterwards? Not necessarily, but I just think that even getting in on the first few weeks would be pretty cool. The first few days, the first few weeks would be pretty cool. This is something that I've always wanted to do, you know. I missed out on playing Diablo 2 in its really glory days. I will never get the opportunity to do that. You guys gotta understand this. Like, I didn't play this game, you know, when it came out 1.00, 1.08, 1.09, 1.07, like 1.10, all that well, okay, I played at 1.10. That's when I really started playing it, but all those, like, I didn't really play in the golden age of Diablo 2, like in its opening days, its opening weeks, months, seasons, whatever. And it would kind of be nice to, it's kind of like, you know how WoW Classic, when it first came out, everyone was super fucking hype over that, because it's kind of like a resurgence, right? Like, no pun intended. It feels kind of like a resurgence of the game. That for me is kind of what I feel like Diablo 2 is to me. Like, I don't know if it's going to be like super high quality. I don't know if everyone's going to love it. I don't know if it's going to be great. But what I will say is I'm hoping that it will at least give me the chance to experience something that I simply didn't get, and that I will forever have missed out on, which was, you know, the game when it first came out. So yeah, that's what I'm gonna say about that. Hey, Whizspike. There you go. We got a nice little Whizspike there. Anyway, so that is, you're not planning to play D2R, there is no future for you. Okay, hold on. Now, what is that supposed to mean, Valdez? And hello, by the way. A lot of familiar faces. It has been some time since I've seen a lot of you. Nintendo, thanks for stopping by. I know this was a while ago. I was talking a lot, but again, there's a lot of thoughts I have surrounding D2 Remaster, and I know that there are just so many questions that people have regarding it. Another one being, like, what am I going to do when it comes out? Like, am I going to play it? Am I going to stream it? That's another really interesting question, because these two things are, I'm certainly going to play it. Like, I can tell you that right now. It's just a question of, like making content for it. That's the interesting part, because I don't know if I'll want to stream the opening days of it. I mean, everyone's going to be streaming the opening days of it, so why wouldn't I? And, I mean, for me, I might actually just want to enjoy the game, D2 Remastered, with, like, other people I know, like, in real life, especially ones who are looking forward to getting into it who have never played it, right? That might be something cool. Does that mean I forsake you guys? Kind of, a little bit, but it also, again, is an opportunity for me to, like, to kind of, like, be able to play the game at my own pace, enjoy it the way I want to, and not have to worry about the pressures of other people who might want me to do this or do that, like ask me for a rush, and then like sometimes people will ask me for a rush on the channel, and I'll be like, hell yeah, I'm down for it. But if I'm playing with friends, I know that I'm going to be just playing with friends, and we're going to be doing our own thing, and I don't feel the pressure of having to explain like 30 times in a stream why I'm playing like a fucking martial arts assassin or anything like that, right? So, hey, Dinosaur Forte! Hello, hello! It is good to see you. How are you doing? Ah! Okay, I'm good. It's been a while. Yes, it has been some time. You're pretty good. All right, that's fantastic. I'm very happy to hear that. I'm doing all right. Just yeah, it's been a while for me too. Since I've been here. Yeah. I mean, I talked about it earlier. I've been pretty honestly. I've been pretty dunzos with streaming Diablo 2 the last little while. I just wasn't up for it. Just was not up for it for quite a while. Just, ooh. Yeah, game traded me too poorly for my liking. Anyway, well, there's more to it than that, but I'm not gonna go and re-explain everything. Yeah, thanks for stopping by. I noticed you were playing a bit of Rocket League earlier. Hope that went well for you. Yeah. When is... yeah, actually, funny thing, when I saw you were playing Rocket League, the first thing I did was check to see if you were streaming, but you were not, so... yeah, nothing much else better to play. Well, come join me for Diablo 2! Sometimes stream it. Alright, I see. Yeah, no, I noticed. Well, I mean, they're releasing it, remastered version, but talk more about that later. Factorio. Yeah, I actually had a friend who got into that recently. Factorio. Anyway. Let's take a step back and respond to some of the things that were being said from way back earlier. Hadrius, hello to you too. Nice of you to stop by. Third-party sites will be okay, well, first things first. Well, the great thing about it is that you can keep playing on current graphics, and then the QL bonus just seems solid af. Yeah, the fact that you can play on self-found Infinity Stream, I'd hardly call it self-found, but I'll absolutely be streaming on the first 5 days. Yes, 5 days. I think it should be roughly 5 days. Yeah, it should be about that many. Definitely on reset night, of course, and then the Saturday and Sunday always, and then of course after that, it will, on and off. Well, I'm not even gonna say on and off, but I have to work things out. But usually I can go Monday and Tuesday, and then after that, I try to get back into the groove of, well, I mean, I try to cut down on the number of hours I play. Because it's not healthy to play fucking 12 hours, well, 16 plus hours of Diablo for more than 5 consecutive days, let me tell you. Tycon's legit asking me, will I play the first 5 days then go off to PD2? I don't know. Anyway, I'm worried about Andy Q-Bug being removed, and I'm a bit worried about Motric not being viable. Maybe I'm just spoiled of exploits. Okay, so that's what I'm thinking about too. Andy Q-Bug being removed. Yeah, I agree with you on that. I would really like for them to... I don't know how they would even fix Q-Bug, though. I guess they could make it so that, yeah, it's on first boss kill per character. But yeah, like, I wouldn't want them to fix Q-Bug for Andy or Duriel. Like, I would love to exploit the living shit out of Duriel Q-Bug. Or, if I had somebody else to back me up, like 2-man farming, then we could, like, totally do Quest Bug Mephisto. All that shite, right? And I'm like, yeah, I think that'd be... I would like to be able to farm act bosses personally, yes, I would enjoy that very much. Um, there are some other bugs I hope that they fix, like melee, but I don't know if that's good. That's what I'm more curious about. I don't. I actually think, if anything, I kind of prefer anti-Q bug being available, because otherwise I feel like bosses just really aren't that worth it to farm. Um, or I shouldn't say anti-Q bug, but just Q bugging specifically. But anyway, but aside from that, like there's just much other glaring bugs that they should fix instead, like martial arts assassins. Like, where do I even begin there? Melee, where do I begin there? E-bugging, honestly, that's something which I would gladly take that for that to be fixed before Q-bug, honestly. Someone confirms saying Andy Q-bug will remain during the interview. Hallelujah! Motherfucker, hallelujah, dude. Yeah, Daikon was asking about me playing PD2, and I'm just telling him, no shot, man, no shot. All right. Wow. I always, yeah, this is what I'm talking about. I always forget just how much I have to talk and respond about thoughts to what you guys are saying. You guys always feed me so much stuff to talk about. It's amazing. But I also can never catch up because I always go into these long rambles and rants, which I imagine that's why you guys check out my channel, except for Dino. She's here because, I don't know, because she's got nothing else better to do with her time. But everybody else is here for rants and rambles. So I got to go through these one by one. Marahome was saying, Blizzork, you're welcome. Oh, goodness gracious. I unironically enjoy Blizzork, which is fair. But I don't. So, no, that's off the table for me. Yeah, if they fix the full tracking animation bug, I will wear nothing else. So, yeah, again, there's an opportunity for them to actually make you feel like you're wearing the set and that they're worthwhile, right? Like because right now, think about it. You pick up Trank set, and it's an inferior set. But if you have style bonus or style points with it, then it might be worth it. It's the same thing with Tyrael's Might. You're never going to use Tyrael's Might over something like a Skin of the Viper Magi on any practical or on most practical builds, or most practical caster build. But I'd certainly fucking wear a Tyrael's Might if it made me look like a fucking badass motherfucker. You know, like I think this is fairly obvious. That'd be dope, says Marahome. Home 3 Watcher saying, rumors you'll be doing 24-hour stream for Ladder Reset. Can you confirm or deny? Now, who the cabbage said that I would be doing a 24-hour stream for Ladder Reset? Where's the rumor even come from? Get the fuck out of here. 24-hour stream my ass, dude. No. But I will tell you this, Hom, because you probably don't know this. I believe my record for a stream is 21 hours and 30 minutes or something like that, if I remember right. That's the longest stream I've done on this channel. 21 hours and 30 minutes. And I believe that was the season that I was playing my my Fissure Druid in AT. I believe it was. Yeah, I was trying to plow through those 1,000 AT runs fast, so I went like all in. 21 hours. It was fucking crazy. So far behind. Yeah, I'm way behind, okay? Yeah, I'm gonna skim through this. Botting and duping, I think, will be fine since they have more anti-cheat systems. I wonder about that. If it's just third-party sites, I don't know. Third-party sites are just as they're pretty. Yeah, I don't even know. I don't even know where to get started on all that. I think honestly, duping and botting will still be a problem. I just don't feel like there's any way around that. Like, there's a lot of games out there, World of Warcraft, like Path of Exile and all that shit, and you know, even with anti-cheat systems, there's still people who will bot and dupe. Well, primarily botting and using third-party programs. Marahome saying, for sure, if I do play, it'd be self-found with a group of friends that are trying real hard to get me back in. I see. That is fair enough. And then also, Baldiz was saying, if you're not playing D2R, there's no future for me. And then I asked, what do you mean by that? And I don't know if he ever responded to that question. It's a delightful resource management. Oh yeah, you talk about Factorio. Yes, or Factor.io, or Factorio. I don't know how it's said. I think it's Factorio, because it's factory. And then, I think it's a pun, I believe. It's a portmanteau, I believe, is the word for it. Anyway, what care are you going for on this ladder reset? Ah, so that's something I was going to talk about. I actually haven't decided yet. Hadrius saying, no, fuck that. Increased hours don't decrease. Well, I mean, I'll play probably as much as I feel like playing at the end of the day. No bugs are being fixed. Oh, okay. That's fine with me. I'm okay with that. Like, some people are going to be pissed off about that, but that's fine with me. No, what I don't... They said the only thing about no bugs are being fixed, that for me also entails that Swapcast will still be in the game, that's fine, but mainly it would have been nice if they fixed the mechanics for Melee. Yeah, that's probably my main concern. Definitely some bugs that need fixing. Some have definitely helped define the game at this point. Yep, I'm on board with that. I'm okay with Anti-Q bug. I'm okay with E-bug. I would, like, if I could choose any one specific thing for them to fix, it would be like everything to do with Melee. Like, yeah, I don't even know where to get started on that. And also the lying character screen. These two would be nice for them to fix. Engine is staying the same with the new graphics loaded on top of it, so very little outside of the user interface is changing. Oh! Interesting. Although I feel like they could still fix some of these bugs even with the same engine. ED Jewel bug fixed. Slash-esque. Hey! What's up, Escapism? My last SE character on Slash was a barb-wearing material, swag points matter. That's what I'm saying. Swag points, I mean, it's kind of like when I played my Cold Druid, I went Ancient Armor Enigma. Everyone's like, D2, why the fuck are you going Ancient Armor Enigma? I said straight up, I'm like, you fucking see how fucking badass my guy looks? Like that's not using Ancient Armor Enigma. No regrets. But how cool would it be if when you wear Ethereals, you sprout fucking wings from your character? Or when you wear Trangals or Tranguls, it's like, your guy actually looks like a fucking vampire. Right? You're a little more knowledgeable than me. D3, which is on the new BNet, doesn't have many bots dupes, so it's okay to be hopeful. Okay, well that's interesting. They want to stick to the original game other than user interface graphics. They said maybe make some changes in the future, but not for initial release. I think that's brilliant. I think that's absolutely brilliant. Factorio. Yeah, Factorio. Imagine new expansion for D2R with Act 6 plus new crafts. Dude, there's so many directions they could take D2R. Honestly, there's so many different directions they could take D2R. Like, I don't know if... I don't even know where I would begin, to tell you the truth. Like the game, like just having the original, but with the graphics on top would be fantastic. But if they had like, I don't know, if they had like a new mega boss fight, or if they had like, what's the other thing? I don't know. Yeah, new crafts would just be pretty cool. I mean, I don't know how else to put it. Yeah, there's just a lot of different directions. I don't even know where to begin. Hey, Blade! Yeah, I saw you earlier. I was talking with you in game. I think I'd already, like, left the game that I was in when I was talking to you, so don't see you in chat anymore. But yeah, nice to see you here with us today. Yeah, not going to be a super long stream. I just wanted to have a chance to say hello to you guys again. It's been a really long time since I've talked to all of you, so it's good to see you again, along with everybody else. Blade? Where you... oh, yeah, so Daikon was asking also, do you have a go-to game then? Flying off to after your 5-day cameo. Funny question. Also, it's not just 5 days a lot of the time. Last season was 2 whole weeks, basically. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, that is not even, or that shouldn't even be a question. Of course I'm going to be playing on reset. That is, there, like, I mean, assuming we're talking about the Slashdiablo ladder reset, I mean, yeah, of course. Like, yeah, nothing short of being critically injured or a disaster or like some kind of fucking, like, if I get power outage, that would be a first. Like, I've had power outages, but I've never had a power outage on the day of a slash reset. If oh my goodness, like, if I got like, if I actually got if I got owned by a power outage, yeah, that would be what it would take to peel me off of a slash reset, at least until D2 Remaster comes out. Did you sign up for D2R Alpha? No, because honestly, I'm not really too interested in playing D2 Remastered Alpha. Uh, yeah, I just am not really interested in it. I am interested to see what the final product that we're all going to be playing on will be. Yeah, and besides, like, I play on D2 Remaster Alpha, and it's kind of like, I'm playing, like, I don't even get to play with you guys or anybody else that I know, so it's like, that's half the reason I play this game in the first place, and it's like, if I don't get that, then I don't really feel as compelled to play, I guess. Key of Destruction? 7FRW, alright, cool. I'm on vacation for reset, going full ham on a trap sim. Oh, very nice, very nice. So let's talk a bit about. Okay, so we were talking about D2 Remaster. If you guys have other questions, just feel free to ask. Like, I notice this, like, Linus or Linus, I don't know which it is, was asking me earlier. He was the one who originally asked about my thoughts on D2 Remastered. I gave quite the long monologue. I don't know if he's still around, or if he cared to listen to all of that, or if he left before I responded to him, although he was one of the people that I respond to fairly quickly. Anyway, let me actually talk about next. So yeah, we've gone over where I've disappeared off to a little bit. I talked about kind of my thoughts on this next reset, or, you know, I was confirming that I was taking part in this reset, and I talked about my thoughts on D2 Remastered. Those are some of the topics I want to talk about. But the next topic that I think you guys want to know is my plans for this upcoming reset. Okay, so Mitch was. Yeah, so yeah, some people were curious as to what class I was going to play as, and I haven't really fully decided, truth be told. Now, let me explain. This season, my intention was to play with Dewscrim, yeah, we were going to do our, like, little two-man spree or whatever, and then, you know, I was going to play a specific character, and he was probably going to play his druid, and we were going to have a lot of fun with that. However, unfortunately, it looks like, well, I can't really get a hold of Dewscrim. And frankly, even if I do get a hold of him, like in the next 5 seconds, there is just way too much prep work that has to be done. We haven't done any practice. We haven't really worked out kind of how we're going to do things. And we haven't even really... We would need to, like, get a team together. Like, there's a lot of prep that would go into, like, a season like that. So, again, that's probably going to have to be delayed or shelved once more. But, of course, the show must go on, and I need to find something else to do and to play. And now let me tell you guys what that means for me. What that means for me is that I actually don't really have a character in mind as to what I want. Well, actually, no, let me rephrase. I haven't really worked out what character I want to play. I think I have a pretty good idea, but it doesn't sound all that appealing. So I'm very 50-50 about it. I'll just tell you guys straight. To be honest, I kind of want to play a Spearzon. I'm actually very tempted to play a Spearzon, to tell you guys the truth. Do I want suggestions? I'll tell you what, I'll hear out your suggestions. I'm very curious to see what you would suggest as somebody who's not a regular D2 player. I know that you're a D2 watcher, but you don't really yourself play. So I'm curious to see what suggestions you would throw at me. Don't torture yourself. Yeah, that's exactly what Enjoy said when I brought it up. Going traps and 100% sleeper OP with perks. I don't know what you mean with perks. It's like not Call of Duty, so I don't know what these perks would be. Although I guess what you mean by perks is like the burst of speed, a claw block, claw mastery, fade, cloak of shadows. Ah, okay, I'm out. The system requirements for D2 are up there. I think a lot of people are going to have to update some things and the prices aren't pretty. I wonder about that, but you can always just play the game in its classic format as well too, though, right? Like, you can always just keep it looking legacy, is my understanding of it. You should make a character showcase some farming methods with for D2R. Oh, that is probably the last thing I was going to talk about, which is going to be the future of this channel, actually, as a whole. Now, that's actually the topic that I was actually most excited for, and I'll talk a little bit more about that later. Old school WW Barb. Ooh, okay. Well. Okay, great. I'm out of here. As long as we're around 1.10, trade for a grandfather slot ASAP feels good, man. So, it's not a bad idea. Don't get me wrong. Old school WW Barb, not bad idea at all. My main reservation is that I try not to play builds that I've already done. Before. Like, I try not to play the same build twice on Slash. The obvious exception, of course, being the Poison Necro, because it's my favorite build. Yeah, but... Okay, good, I killed everything. Alright, that's kind of scary, because there's the Succubi around, too. But no, seriously, I already played Whirlwind Barb, and I built
Something's gonna bring the change. Journeys we are meant to take. Something at the edge of space, calling us to fly.
Okay, sorry about that interruption. Am I live again? Are we good? Yeah, shite. I just noticed some other people, who were talking to me earlier, but for some reason their messages didn't show up on my, on Restream. Zach earlier was saying, think no one's here, this is a recording. Well, not quite a recording, but... and there was another guy, Noah, who is also saying, I've yet to play modded Diablo, which is ironic because I've played for a decade. And, I mean, what I would have said to him is that's actually not that strange at all. Because, well, a lot of us prefer the game in its original incarnation too, so there's nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with playing, like, you know, original vanilla D2, I guess. Okay, let's take a step back, go back to what y'all were talking about. Go back to some of the build recommendations you guys have, and then I'll talk about my plans for the future of this channel. Like I said, that was what I was excited about. I'm not going to make this a super long stream. I'm going to save my energy and, I guess my hype for next week, when the reset actually does begin, and also need to take some time to, you know, make the Reddit post for our reset team, and I got other plans this evening, booty call, but as I've said before, yeah, it is nice to see all of you again. It's nice to have these chats. I really did miss it, for sure. But it was also very nice that I got a chance to step back away from the game. Hey! How's it going, man? Yeah, like I said, it's, as I said before, yeah, I mean, these last few hours talked about a lot of things, but I don't even know where to get started. Anyway, do plans first. Some of us are procrastinating work, waiting for news. No, what the fuck? I'm gonna do things at my own pace. Get the fuck out of here. Alright, first things first. Baldiz was throwing the idea of Power Strike plus Max Valkyries on. Not a bad idea. Again, though, like I said, I wanted to make like a pure physical damage spears on, and I want to see how that works out. Now, the problem with Spears on. I'm not really worried about it being a challenging build. As we all know, I'm no stranger to challenging builds after playing a Fire Claws Druid and after playing a Martial Arts Assassin, which I still think is probably as difficult as it really gets. I can't think of a tougher build I've played than that up until now. But the Spears on... The Spears on is not even as is not as flashy. I don't know if it'll be like, I don't know if it'll feel as rewarding as those builds. That's my main hesitation. Like normally I'd be all for it, but I'm like, all right, let's say I build, and honestly, this is again why Amazons are my least favorite class in the game. I just don't really feel like their skill set allows them to really do anything that's cool or unique, right? Like with Paladins, you get auras and you get Holy Shield and Charge, and you get actually quite a number of tools to work with. With Sork, you get Teleport and all like 3 masteries. Enough said. With Necro, you got Curses. You know, you got like with a Druid, you have the shape-shifting tree Assassins. Like you got like Shadow Disciplines of several sorts. And then with, what was the last build I'm forgetting here? The last character? Druid, Barb. Oh, Barb! Yeah, there you go. With Barb, like, you just have a lot of really cool things to work with, like Battle Orders, and you get Leap, and you get Find Item, and you can't really build them into an elemental type character. Or I guess you could with Rifts, technically. It wouldn't be great, but you could make it work. But also they have like melee masteries and things like Frenzy and Whirlwind. All in all, I just feel like, yeah, with the Barb, there's a lot you can play around with. But with Zons, I feel like my options are fairly limited, which is why Zon is my probably least favorite character. But I also, like we always meme about the Spear Zon. We always call it in quotes. And facetiously, of course, the best class or best build in the game. So it might actually be the time to try and play it and see just how good a build it actually is. Yeah, honestly, that's kind of part of the. Okay. Well, that was a good run. So anyway, yeah. Neelathak not paying out. Well, he paid me out of DC. He's paying out keys. I'm actually farming him for keys. I just thought it'd be nice to get, like, farm something that would give me some guaranteed return, was my intention. Okay. What else did we talk? Oh, yeah. So, now that takes me to LeBron's comment. LeBron's comment from earlier was saying, I was thinking you should make a character to showcase some farming methods for D2R. I'm sure people would appreciate videos like that, tips before D2R. Aha! So that's a good question. Or that's a good point. And I actually had a different idea altogether. I mean, a couple of ideas, actually. I don't think I should have to force myself into playing a specific character on a ladder reset just for the sake of trying to give tips to people. Yeah, because honestly, I could play any character and give tips for that character, or just generally speaking. And even if I didn't use that character to give tips, I could do it separately, right? Like I could go create a single player character and go through the game and kind of like walk people through the game, or just not walk through the game at all, like, or just play. Like, there's so many different ways I could tackle on giving tips to people, I guess is what I'm trying to get at. I don't need to just make like a Slashdiablo character for it specifically. Like for me, when I play on Slashdiablo, I should play something which I know I'm gonna have fun with, not something that I know that, or something, maybe not even something that I'm gonna have fun with, but, well, yeah, I guess something I'm gonna have fun with. Like, I should be playing a build that I know, like, that I expect to have fun with, or that I have a specific for fun goal, rather than making a character specifically to try and make like content. I feel like that should just be done separately. Like a Ghost EBOTD Spears on. Yeah. Like, but I'm not actually really interested in making it to the EBOTD. for me, the most interesting part of the game is getting up to the point where I get that Ghost Spear EBOTD, right? Like, I would have to try and figure out a way to, like, make a half-decent spear, or, like, shop for a half-decent spear, and then I would have to trade upwards for maybe something like a Lysander's flank, or like Cander's flank, or whatever, and then finally I would have to try and look for a Ghost Spear or whatever. So there's a progression that goes into all of that that takes time, and for me, that is probably the most interesting part of it. At some point, yeah, it'll probably be Ghost EBOTD with Fort and all that shit, but at that point, I will have done what I set out to do with the character, which is to go rags to riches with a fucking Spear Zon. Zeal plus Hammerden hybrid. Zons are pretty brutal unless you're cowing plus pits with Java or Bow. Actually, I mean, I'm not the... Again, I usually like prefer to keep my my ideas under wraps, but I'll actually willingly share it in the case of the Spear Zon. We gotta understand that the Spear Zon's strength is primarily in its single target damage, so we should... so I feel like if I'm gonna be playing a Spear Zon, the two things I would want to try and do would be either quest bug bosses, or here's the location I'm really interested in farming. I would actually want to farm Kuros temples, to tell you the truth. Good old Poison or CE Necro. Okay, so CE Necro's off the table. I mean, I hate to say it, but it's just straight off the table. Poison Necro. To tell you the truth, the Poison Necro is probably... I'm actually saving it for a rainy season. In particular, the rainy season I'm thinking of is probably going to be in November or October. I don't know when that reset's going to be, but basically it's going to be the reset just before D2 Remaster comes out. Yeah, I definitely want to revisit the Poison Necro again. I know I just said I don't like to play the same build twice, but Poison Necro is my favorite build, so for me, I make a special exception for the Poison Necro. And I haven't played the Poison Necro in years. And the last time I played a Poison Necro, it was fun in so many different ways. I don't even know where to get started on you know, my level of enjoyment for the Poison Necro. But having said that, yeah, I'm probably saving Poison Necro for a future season, so I probably wouldn't be willing to play a Poison Necro for this upcoming season, which is going to be in a week. Okay, so that's what I will say about that. And yeah, LeBron was saying you agree with my previous statement about Zons. That's good to hear. I really don't think that's... I just really don't... I don't usually like to say it like this. I don't like to use this word, but I just don't... I feel like, objectively speaking, like, it just can't be argued. Like, yeah, I mean, change my mind. Like some people might not agree. Some people might think that Javazons are pretty fucking cool. I will say that, yeah, like... Well, no, actually, I was gonna say, like, you could make, like, a cool Boazon with, like, fucking multi-shot and straight. But I'm like, wait a second, you can't even really make, like, a good Boazon. Like, you can't even like... If you use multi-shot, only the middle two arrows carry, I think, chance to cast effects too, or some shit like that. So I'm like, you can't even really make like a CTC boa or anything like that. The game just severely limits what you can do. I guess you could go strafe with CTCs, but it's like, I don't know. Like, I don't really feel like that's nearly as interesting as the plethora of other builds you could make with literally any other character class in the game. And it's interesting. It's so interesting because I've talked to people, and not even too long ago, recently I actually talked to some people, and they were saying that, oh yeah, well, you know, it sometimes feels like you're gimping yourself when you're playing anything other than like Hammered. That's actually one of the concerns that people have, understandably. That, okay, if you're gonna play D2 Remastered, that yeah, you have certainly you have the option of playing a lot of different builds, but a lot of these builds are not going to be very strong Or at least, rather, they're not going to be as strong as something like, say, a Cold Sork or a Hammerton, which, honestly, yeah. But at the same time, you at least have the option of playing these characters. Whereas, you can't really make, like, a... You straight up can't really make, like, a Fire Zon, or, like, a Fireball Zon, or anything like that. You can't really make, like, a fucking... You can't really make a Caster Zon. I don't know how else to put it than that. You straight up cannot. Yeah, you're very limited in the scope of the Zons. But anyway, I'm sounding like a broken track record. You guys get the point. Anyway, yeah, like Zeal Hammerton Hybrid, that sounds like a lot of fun. A lot of different really cool ideas I can do with a Paladin, for sure. I mean, I don't even know where to begin on that. Like, there's a lot of really cool options. Try to make an Oradin, could try to make, I could try to make, like, Vengeance Pally, I could try to go, well, some weird conversion build, and then, of course, yeah, Zeal plus Hammers hybrid, that also sounds pretty cool. Although the main issue I have with that is going into a fight, I guess. I feel like, yeah, I would already know right away if it's going to be using Zeal or Hammers, I guess. I think some other ones. Oh, D-Key. Alright, perfect. I think I'm pretty much done farming D-Keys, ain't I? I have like 18. That pretty much just puts me down to... Here, let me, I'm just gonna assume that I'm... fuck it, you know what? Let's actually take proper inventory. I'm gonna go pull up my other account, and then I'm gonna start muling. Okay. Hom 3 Watcher and everybody else who... Oh, Mitch, are you still here? Mitch, that's, Sorry, Blade. Yeah, there you go. I'll probably just call you Mitch from here on out. It'll make things easier because my memory's awful anyway. I don't know if Mitch is still around. Is he still around? Mitch? No, I think he's gone. Shit. Oh, that was unfortunate. Fucking stupid stream drop. I was gonna tell him that, yeah, it makes sense that he wants to play Assassin or Trapsin. Because, yeah, Trapsin's just really strong. I haven't played it... Well, actually, I played Martial Arts Assassin not too long ago, But yeah, maybe Fire Trapper might be pretty cool, actually. I haven't done one of those. But yeah, Trapsins are just pretty awesome. Or at least Lightning Trappers. They're just so reliable. They have so many cool quirks about them, for sure. So I was absolutely going to support that option. Anyway, I was going to talk about future plans for this channel, I think. Because, yeah, that's one of the big things that's been weighing on my mind. And I've kind of answered what everybody has said, right? I don't know. Maybe I'm mistaken. I think I've answered what everyone said. I talked about why I haven't been streaming lately, why I'm back. Of course, that answer being Ladder Reset. Talked about my thoughts on D2 Remastered. And I also talked about kind of what I plan to do for next season. But with the D2 Remaster looming overhead, I have been reflecting on the future of this channel, and I feel like I actually want to... I'm going to try to choose my words carefully here. I want to actually take the time to grow it out a little bit. Maybe not like a lot, not like super high effort, but like just to kind of give you guys an idea as to what I want to do. LeBron, probably one of the first things I am going to do, probably as early as next week, I'm going to do a build demo for every build that I have that I've made on Slash, and I'm gonna like make a hey Maverick, how's it going? Good to see you. Nice to have you on board with us today. You missed out on the last hour and a half of me talking about all the really cool topics. Nothing much. We're just chilling, chatting, and I am actually going to be muling. Let's work all this out. I also just realized that there is supposed to be a What was the command for it? /t // No, it's not //c. //s? No. I know one easy trick for you to get like 200 new active watchers. I recognize I joke a lot, but not joking right now. No, yeah, no. I'm aware. I know exactly what you're talking about, but it's like I'm not gonna. No, forget it. I have reasons for it, and I could talk to you about that some other time. But oh, okay, perfect timing. Good thing that wait. No, we're setting in 3 minutes. Okay, 3 minutes, perfect. Webcam will be needed for this channel to grow. No, I actually think I'm quite okay without a webcam. Thank you very much. Like, yeah, some people use it, but a lot of people who vouch for the webcam don't really understand why the webcam is necessary in the first place, right? Like, a lot of the people who use the webcam are not... How should I say it? Anyway, you know what? I'm not even going to get into that. All I'm going to say is I prefer my privacy over having a webcam for however many other followers or viewers. I can get viewers without using a webcam. Like, that's perfectly fine with me. Is it going to be as many as other people that use a webcam? Not necessarily, but I can certainly get a comfortable amount. That's what I'm going to say. Hey, Fatty, nice to have you on board with us. Good timing here. Just in the middle of doing a bit of muling here, and it looks like the server's going to drop pretty soon, so let's just get this out of the way here. T-key, 8-key, and T-key. Okay, and then...
I can't carry anymore.
Yeah, I'm just gonna make a D-key mule. You know, I think that... I'm just gonna straight up call him D2 dash I want the D. Is that... Oh, wow, that's perfect. That's just enough characters. Yo, straight up, my mule is named D2 dash I want the D, you guys. You're level 99! No way, dude. You're actually level 99? Yo, that's crazy. Congratulations, Fatty. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. Okay, so I just need one more. I just need one more D key, and I should be set. So yeah, after that, I will have to start... Wait, why am I fucking carrying this thing around? I need to start farming T and H after that, and then hopefully I can either sell it or run some Ubers. Since it's the end of the season, I might actually just straight run some Ubers. Like, I kind of want to finish this character, but I honestly think this character is completed enough as it is. Like, she's in a state that I'm pretty happy with. Like, I think you guys would very much enjoy me doing Ubers more, because that's always a shit show and a half. That'll give you guys an excuse to hang out too, but anyway. I had one close to that, was Lord to say due to connection timed out. Oh wow. Ooh. Well, I'm glad you yeah, that's why, like, I can't imagine doing it. Like yeah, if I cancel... Well, no, if I were to play hardcore and I got ended by a fucking, you know, ping, like a lag spike, oh, dude, I'd be livid. Absolutely livid. In fact, he was saying, yo, that sounds awesome. Grow baby to the moon GME style. Okay, no, definitely not. Like, not that much, but I can talk about. No. Do not, no, please don't do that, Hom. Please don't do that. Please don't do that. Save the keys. Yeah, definitely saving the keys. Please don't ask Llama to raid me. That's, I'd actually prefer not to be raided. That raid should go to somebody a little bit more deserving, or who needs it more. Let's just say. Thank you, though. Gentlemen, I got to bounce. I'm really glad you're doing well. Excited to see what you got planned for this stream. Don't push yourself if you're not feeling it. Oh, for planned for this stream? Oh, well, okay, well, I was going to talk more about that, but I guess if you're going to bounce, then... Yeah. Yeah, I was probably going to talk about it for the next 15-20 minutes, and then I was going to hop off, but if you're already on your way out, then I can't stop you. You're not big on spoilers? Oh, well, that's... these are, well, I mean... I'll go over some yeah, you guess you can stay. Alright, now that's what I like to hear. Alright, I'll try to make it quick just for you. For Hom 3 Watcher, he's going to procrastinate regardless of what I do. But in your case, you're going to bed. So I'll try to make this quick for you. That Thresher legendary clip of yours. Oh, yeah, that one. That one was pretty good. Anyway, I'll talk to you in a sec, fatty. But yeah, let's, so that's not a bitch. Fuck you, Abel, now. So, where do I begin on this? Okay. I haven't mapped out everything, but the absolute first thing I want to do with this channel, after... Yeah, the absolute first thing I want to do with this channel, like, when I say this channel, I'm referring to not just this Twitch stream, but also YouTube as well. One of the first things I want to do is actually get started on doing build demos. That was what it was. So right now, I'm gonna probably like I said, as late as as early as next week. I'm thinking that one of the things I'm gonna do, I'm gonna record gameplay of me using every class in the every class that I have up until this one, or every build that I have. Poison Necro, Warcry Barb. That's a big one. I'm trying to think of what are the other characters that I made, like the Cold Druid, of course. Okay, so Swapcast Telly Boazon's a little bit weirder, but I'm still gonna do it with her regardless. There's gonna be a lot of different character. Well, you know what the fuck am I doing? I can't even take a look right now. There you go. Lightning Sorceress, Poison Necro, Cold Druid, Gemini is the one that I'm using right now, so Dual Nova. Absolutely, that one deserves a demo of some kind. Swapcast Telly Boazon, Warcry Barb, D2 Ham, I believe is... Well, okay, I mean, I have my Tal Rasha's Zealer. I could demo that too. It's on a different account. D2 MMA, again, is a martial arts assassin. D2-Bear, not the most creative names, but that's, of course, my Fireclaws Druid. He-Man. Oh, yeah, it's my Whirlwind Barb. Yo, this is a trip down memory lane. And then, of course, I have a Nova Baller, too. So... I've got a lot of characters. I always demo it on demand when you guys ask for it, but at this point, I think it is the time. Like, I just didn't ever really feel like, I just didn't ever really want to do it. But now I think I'm at a point where, yeah, I think I should do Slashdiablo build demo, Poison Necro, and everything else in this roster. So that would be one good option. We don't have a Claw Trapson with Plague Rune Word. You mean in regular? That's why it's a Slashdiablo build demo. And also, I'm probably going to be using Map Pack too. So, and I'm probably going to have to sub that out because all the normies are going to be all like, "Oh, you're using Map Pack, you're cheating, blah, dislike, blah, blah, blah." And of course, that's going to be fucking annoying, but to deal with. But you know, I'll cross that line when I get there. Yeah. So you're right. We don't have a Claw Trapson with Plague Rune Word, but that doesn't really matter. Like, we could always replace that with Bartuk's or something else. Like, it's not really a huge deal. Like, there's certainly a lot of other viable alternatives. Or like 6 martial arts trap claws, or 6 martial arts claws, I mean. So, hey, Boomy, hello. Slash is resetting. Yes, it is going to be resetting March 12th, 7 p.m. Eastern, which also happens to coincide with PD2. But, of course, players like myself who our ride or die for Slash will, of course, be here. It was badass. Looking forward to it. So that's just one of many ideas. Again, that's nothing too spoilerish. It's just some of, like, my goal. Like, one of my big ideas is, like, one of my big motivations for having started this channel was that I wanted to make content and I wanted to see if people would actually eat it up, right? And let me actually point something else out before I move into the next thing I wanted to build upon on this channel. In the last couple of days, ever since the thing was announced, the reset was, or the remaster was announced, I've gotten a number of new people just subbing to my channel out of nowhere. And also a lot of people who have been commenting on my budget builds. It is now the time. I just haven't ever really had a reason to go out of my way to make these. You know, these take time, these take effort. I have to fucking sit here and record myself for an hour, and sometimes I also have to come up with a script beforehand, all that shite. Now is the time for me to revisit making budget build videos. And that encompasses the Singer Barb, that encompasses a Windy Druid, that encompasses what's the other one? Even a Summoning Necro, to tell you the truth, would be pretty cool. So yeah, these are also going to, this budget build stuff, it's been kind of like, it's been abandoned for almost a year because, you know, I just never really wanted to, you know, I just couldn't be arsed to do it, okay? I CBA. In the words of a very wise man named Coaster, CBA. I just straight up CBA for for budget build videos. Like, you guys gotta understand, that shit takes time. Making videos takes time. Talking to you guys also takes time, but, you know, I'm already here, I'm already playing the fucking game, and talk to you guys back and forth, fine. Budget build videos, I actually have to actively, you know, basically do a 60-minute demo for every one of those videos, and that is time consuming. But with the advent of the D2 remaster, I think this would be a perfect time to start hammering out these videos, especially because this just is a niche that a lot of people have yet to do. At least as far as I can tell. I haven't taken a look at the D2, in quotes, market in a while. I haven't seen what kind of content people have put out. Maybe other people put out budget build videos by now, I don't know. But for years, since 2015, it was something that I looked at and I'm like, man, there's so many people putting out videos for fully geared characters. The budget build videos do need to have a comeback for sure. Hell yeah, get him, D2D. Gotta go, good night. Alright, take care, man. Thanks for stopping by, LeBron. And I'm looking forward to hearing your thoughts next time I see you on what's to come. And those are just two of the ideas that I have. I don't want to spoil the rest, but I'm opening up with these two first. One, to gauge interest, but also because, you know, these are going to be coming very soon anyway, so I'm not really spoiling too much, since, yeah, like, these are things you guys have also already seen or would expect me to do, right? Like yeah, you guys already know budget build videos are coming, and you guys know these. Well, I mean, I've already been doing build demos for you guys for many seasons. It's just that, yeah, it would be nice to put it on my YouTube channel, and then, you know, I want to make a post on Slashdiablo saying, okay, if you're looking for inspiration as to what build you can play, take a look at this selection. These are all my builds, and you guys can take a look at them. So people from Slashdiablo can kind of look at them and be like, alright, so now I want to make this. I feel inspired to make this. But on top of that, if I put it on my YouTube channel as well, there might be other people who are interested in the builds themselves that I'm creating, or just the fully finished version. So yeah, you guys kind of get the idea. So, those are the two main things. Yeah, more ideas to come, but for the time being, that's what to expect. Marahome, thank you. I think you're still here. I appreciate your patience. Yeah, now you're free to go. I mean, hopefully I wasn't keeping you in the first place, but yeah, yeah, we're definitely looking forward. All right, I'm happy to hear that, especially the budget build videos, because the build demos, you know, like whatever, right? Take it or leave it. But the budget build videos, I know you guys, well, some of you guys really enjoy that series because you learn some new things here and there that you just, you know, just wouldn't really expect to see anywhere else. Like, and I'm very mindful of that. Things like shopping for javelins as a Javazon, or a Singer Barb. I can almost assure you that no one's done a budget Singer Barb video yet, but I guess we will wait and see. Alright, later dweebs. Alright, Marahum, thank you for tuning in. Really appreciate you stopping by. Pleasure to see you again after the last couple months, and I will see you again next time. Alright, so that's all out of the way. I am going to probably keep farming. Again, this is not meant to be a very long stream. I'm probably just going to keep farming until I have my last D key, and then I'm just trying to see what other things I need here. Do I have all the hate keys yet? Yeah, like again, I didn't want to make this a super long stream. I just want to keep it short and sweet. I want to say hello, and you know, greet you guys again after so long, and also, of course, why the hell can't I? Can't make a game on my other window, but anyway, yeah, I wanted to keep it short and sweet. Just wanted to, you know, say hello to you guys after such a long time. Again, I'm sorry it's been this long since my last stream, but at the same time, I do think that it was for the better that, you know, I've been away for a really long time. For a whole slew of reasons. But I think one of the big ones was just that yeah, like streaming this game and getting vexed and ohmed was a little bit like, ugh, like, good grief. Alright, let's see. What are you going for this reset? Alright, this question. So this was something I was talking about a little bit earlier, and it's probably going to be one of the last questions I answer before I hop off for the evening. So what am I going for this reset? And the answer is I'm actually still not sure yet, Fatty. I actually am not sure yet. Now I got a couple of options. Now I wanted to do the whole two-manning strat with Newscrim. I had a build specifically meant for that if I were to do that. But the fact of the matter is I'm not going to be doing that this season. I think that's very apparent. I'm probably going to make a ladder reset team, and I'm going to join the OG's Coaster and Good Grief, and a number of other people in being the last-minute heroes once more. So we're going to do that. But yeah, because that character, well, again, I'm shelving that character for a rainy day. I don't know if I should still. Anyway, I haven't really decided what my backup will be. Some ideas that come to mind, though, or the main idea that comes to mind, I kind of want to play Spears on, Fatty. I kind of want to play Spears on. How ridiculous does that sound? Regardless of how ridiculous it sounds, that is kind of where I'm at. Okay, wow, I actually survived that somehow. Spears on is awesome, you're saying. Yeah, I'm thinking of playing Spears on from the very beginning. Like day one, Spears on. Oh, yeah, speaking of which, PSFX was asking Slash users. So 68 users online, 28 games. Again, you could go and be like, you could naysay it and be like, it's not that many, but it's not about the quality, or it's not about the quantity, but it's about the quality and the fact that there's the ladder reset coming up next week, so that's exciting. Sounds pretty miserable for you, but fine for chat. Other way, well, I'm actually more worried that, I was gonna say I'm kind of worried it's the other way around, but actually in reality it's kind of both. It's kind of like, I'm kind of worried it's gonna be miserable for both of us, for once, because like it's not a yes, all right, wow, I'm already done. It's just not a flashy build. I don't know how else to put it. It seems it's a build which is just not very. For me, the main interest in playing a Spears on is in the level of difficulty it would take to get from rags to riches, right? So that is kind of something that I'm interested in, and I wouldn't mind playing it for this reason. But I don't know how enjoyable it would be for you guys to watch me try to grind from, like, basically nothing except for level 62 all the way up to actually getting, like, EBOTD and all that jazz. So that, I think, is my main... that's the main thing I'm kind of curious about here. I'm just back and laugh at you for your 0 kills per minute. I feel like... I don't know. I have to actually do a bit more research into the Spears on, but I actually don't think that it's like that weak. Like, I do think it can hit pretty hard, but the main problem is it just is very it does a lot of damage to one target is the main thing about it. So you know how, I don't know if you were there, yeah, like when I was talking to other people and I was talking about, like, how did it go? Oh yeah, like you gotta actually play these builds to their advantages, right? Like, I know that it's gonna be a lot of damage to one single target, so I should try to maximize that, like how much I'm using that single target damage by either fighting, like, let's say a boss like say Questbug Dury, somebody like, I don't even know, Questbug Andy, maybe even, to be honest, to tell you the truth. Or I kind of want to do Kuros Temples. because I'm still trying to do like 1,000 of. I mean, I've done like 1,000 AT, I've done 1,000 pits, I've done 1,000 chaos. I made a 250 WSK, so that one's a bit of a wash. 1,000 Duri, etc., etc. But one of the places that I never actually got a chance to farm was Kuros Temples. So yeah, I feel like Kuros Temple with a Spearzon might be actually a pretty good match, to tell you the truth. So that's kind of what I'm thinking. Yeah, it wouldn't be a bad idea. I don't think that that would amount to 0 deaths per minute, to tell you the truth. I think it'd actually be pretty legit. I'm just refilling my juvies and also trying to... Yeah, might as well go to WSK too. Okay. Oh, I fucked up. I didn't mean to take that skill shrine. Oh well, that's the end of my... that is the end of my XP shrine. Do you actually think you could beat through the game Hell solo with a... Oh shit, whoa. That's scary. I almost died there. Hey, there you go. There's another full juvie. Beat the game through Hell solo. Okay, so there's two parts to this. Because we're talking about like beating through the game with Spearzon. I have the option of playing with the reset team on opening night and then respecking into a Spearzon after I beat through the game, and then focusing my efforts on actually trying to grind out gear. Now this might seem kind of like cheating, because you know, part of the fun of watching me struggle with a Spearzon is trying to figure out ways to go through the game in normal difficulty, or normal and nightmare as well. But what I'm most interested in is like kind of like if I have a Spearzon, like how can I grind out equipment to actually reach a level that's satisfactory, right? Without relying on something like fucking LK, obviously. Because yeah, like I can just LK it, but that wouldn't be very interesting or exciting for that matter. Yeah, the other option is that this is why I'm actually hesitating, like, why I haven't fully decided. I could actually just do that. I could straight up use a completely different character on reset night to play with the people from my team. And then I could actually play, you know, start a Spearzon from scratch and then go through the game from scratch. After that reset night, you know, like, I have a lot of different options. Yeah, I don't know how else to put it. I have a lot of different options available to me. And I'm really glad you brought that up, because I'd actually almost forgotten to mention that in my analysis of different options that I have for next season. Yeah. Starting a Spearzon entirely from scratch sounds pretty interesting. I did it once. But I feel like now I know a little bit more about the game, so it might be worthwhile to do something like that. Okay, then sure, it's fine. Just go Jav day 1 and then respec, it's cool. Yeah, because like again, for me, like, building up a character from scratch is interesting. But I feel like a lot more of what I'm interested in is when you're in Hell and you're trying to, like, grind out gear for your character. What's that going to look like? Where are you going to farm? How are the trades going to look? What kind of scrap equipment are you going to get so that you could farm Hell faster? For me, that's more interesting than going through, because it also means that I have to play together with other people, right? Like, in some ways, because if I'm just going through the game solo, I can do that single player with a Spearzon, but for me, a lot of what makes the game interesting is playing together with other people too. Well, not playing with other people, ironically. So yeah, it's like, I don't know. I guess long story short, I kind of like the idea. I mean, anytime I play these builds, like even when I play like the Whirlwind Barb or the Singer, I like going from rags to riches after I already made it into Hell, and then I would, you know, respec my character into the build that I actually wanted. But that was, you know, playing through the game itself is something I reserve for with, you know, the Slashdiablo people. So that's kind of the compromise. Play the game itself with other people, and then play the part where you have the farm by yourself. Well, you know, by myself. So yeah, I do have to think about it more, because there's a lot of very good options there. Like, and then as Hom3 Watcher pointed out, you think you can beat the game through Hell solo with a Spears on, and again, that in itself is its own issue. I think at the end of the day, I'm probably just not gonna do that though, Hom. Like, I'm really thinking about this right now. A lot of the enjoyment from a ladder reset for me comes from actually seeing like everyone, you know, gets through Hell on day one, or most people get through Hell on day one if they're in a team, right? And then after that, then you have to figure out what comes after on your own. But leading up until that point, everyone starts off at the same point, right? Whereas if I played as a Spears on and I tried to work myself all the way to Hell, and then, which would probably take me, I'd say, 2, maybe 3 days, right? Only then can I actually start competing with other people, and I want to be able to compete with people from day one, like wealth wise. Yeah. So I think, like, when I'm really thinking about this, I probably just wouldn't do that. Like, I was very on the fence about it for a while, right? I was very on the fence about it for a while. The idea that maybe I should try and like make a Spears on level 1 and then try to get it all the way to Hell. But like I said, I think that a better use of my time would, and a more enjoyable use of my time, that's the big one. I don't feel like it would be as enjoyable to spend a ladder reset trying to go through the game on my own in single player with a Spears on. That just doesn't make sense to me. Yeah, I think that's the main issue, my main reservation with an idea like this. So yeah, thank you, Hom3 Watcher. Actually, you've convinced me. Like, you're not even trying to tell me like what I should or shouldn't do, but the fact that you brought that idea, it makes me, you actually made me really think about this and remember that, yeah, actually this is probably why I didn't want to do this with a Spears on in the first place. So yeah, probably if I do play Spears on, I do think I could beat the game through Hell solo with a Spears on, but that's something I will try to prove separately, maybe somewhere far down the line, compared to now when I'm you know, trying to play with other people. so yeah, it's nice to be able to vocalize those thoughts aloud and give you guys insight, and myself insight, into the thought process there. Okay, cool. I'm goody. According to Google, Spears-ons use something called a fen bug. Is that what you'll do? That's a good question. Fen bug. Yup. What is the fen bug, D2? Yep, I knew this. Yes, Fen has a bug in which some of the hits shown on screen are not registered on the server. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, interesting. So I just don't use Fen, or I just don't use DAE. Boom, problem solved. As a I got confused. Oh, because okay. Let's take a step back here. Okay. You asked 2 questions. The first one I should try to answer is just try to max lightning. This one's easier to answer, so I'll answer this one first because it's a good idea. The bottom line when it comes to lightning is that when we talk about a Spears on, we're talking specifically about a physical Spears on. So I actually would not want to touch lightning strike, charge. I could certainly make a Spears on that uses freaking charge strike and fucking GG everything. Like, that's not very interesting to me, to be honest. I could do that because the damage when it comes to charge strike and lightning strike are very independent of the weapon you're using. You know, it's independent because most of the damage comes from just adding plus the skills to charge strike and or its synergies. But the majority of the damage which comes from jab and impale and fend are primarily going to be from your weapon. So that for me is that's much more interesting. So I would I would have a rule if I were making a Spearzon, it's meant to be a physical Spearzon only, no points into Power Strike, Charge Strike, and all of this jazz. Although, actually, I just noticed that Poison Javelin... Okay, you know, I totally forgot this is a thing. But yeah, Hom3 Watch, you've given me another idea. Anyway, I'm not going to get into that this evening, though, but you guys kind of guess what it is. Maybe it might be fun to mess around with Poison and Plague Javelin, but again, I'll have to reflect on that over the week until the next time I see you guys, which is probably going to be either next Wednesday. Well, it's certainly going to be at least one stream before the next, before the reset actually occurs, which is probably going to be next Wednesday, I think. But anyway, so yeah, try to max lightning is not going to happen. Simply on the grounds that I wouldn't want to make a lightning-based character because I know that that's going to work. Just max out fucking Charge Strike, GG, boom. You have a fully viable Hell character right there. But Jab, Impale, Fend, making a proper physical damage Spearzon, that for me is something which I'm not entirely sure how I would make that work, so I would need to do research, and I think that for me, that is more interesting, so I probably wouldn't try to max lightning for that reason. Now, second question, Fend bug. So, according to Google, Spearzons use something called a Fend bug. Okay, so let me explain something. Usually when you word it like that, the Fend bug is something that is advantageous for your character. In this case, the Fend bug will negatively impact your character. The Fend bug is a bug in which your character will be in the middle of using Fend. Fend is... fuck, I don't have a character that has Fend. Oh, fuck. I actually don't have a character who has Fend. Anyway, just to take my word for it. So you know Zeal. Okay, Zeal's a pretty good example. Like, imagine Fend... Okay, don't worry. Alright. Imagine Zeal, okay? Let's just say Zeal. With Zeal, you know, you attack 5 times, right? The way the Fend bug works is, Fend is kind of like Zeal in the sense that, you know, you'll hit a bunch of times, but the Amazon has a set of skills called Dodge, Avoid, and Evade, alright? For short, I just usually call it DAE. Yeah. What these skills do is that these skills, if your character is about to be hit, there is a percentage chance, like a fixed percentage chance, that you're, like, assuming that, you know, the chance to hit check actually goes through, and, you know, like, let's say somebody hit, like, oh, fuck. Basically, if attack would otherwise hit you, there's another chance that Dodge, Avoid, and Evade will proc, and it will force your character into hit recovery, but it will also mean that your character doesn't take, like, avoids that damage entirely. But the trade-off to this is that when your character gets knocked into hit recovery as a result of DAE, it will cause your attack to be cancelled. So this applies to Strafe. Like, people will call this, I think they call it Strafe Lock, if I'm not mistaken. This applies to Strafe, and this also applies to Fend, where if you're in the middle of your attack, and then your character moves into Dodge, Avoid, or Evade, it will cause that character to try to complete the remaining... Like, it will cause the character to avoid that hit, but at the same time, they are still in the middle of, you know, using Fend or Strafe. So, they're locked in that animation, even though it's not actually doing anything. I don't know. I think I found a different article. Okay, so basically, you're politely trying to tell me that my explanation sucked. The faster your fence cycle, the better your chances, or better failed fence, which will happen no matter not getting hit. As tanks, yeah. Much like a boson, you would use your decoy to draw in front. Yeah, to defend safely. Proc tons of rapid poison novas from BOTT. Well, I mean, I can't speak to poison novas from BOTT, but basically, TLDR, the Fend bug is basically like when your attacks will not register because Dodge, Avoid, or Evade has been procced. So Fend bug is actually bad. It's not like E-bug or the swap casting bug that I use for this Boazon, which are actually beneficial to the character, which actually help the character. No, in reality, the Fen bug is when you get locked into an animation and your character is apparently throwing out more attacks than they actually are. So yeah, so that's what the Fen bug is, and that is something that preferably would be avoided at all costs. And that is pretty much, clearly has never played a melee Amazon before. And truth be told, neither have I. That's the point. Neither have I. I mean, technically, Lightning Fury, you could say, all right, well, it's hybrid range lightning or ranged melee because you gotta fucking go up in melees. But let's be real here. A Javazon, like a Lightning Fury Javazon, does not fucking count as a melee Amazon. So yeah, I've never played a melee Amazon before either, which is exactly why it would be kind of interesting to explore that option and kind of see what we can come up with for that. Yeah. Yeah, and I think that's basically where I'm gonna leave it. I don't really have anything else to say about that. Just the closing statement I want to have. I cannot emphasize this enough. With an Amazon, my skills are very limited. I basically have to max out. Well, I don't even know if I'm gonna max out all these. These don't even synergize with each other. I should have put a point into Jab, Impale, Fend. I'd probably max out Impale and/or Fend. I'd absolutely max out Crit Strike and Penetrate. I would probably skip out on Pierce because it's completely useless. But I think the very interesting thing about all of this is that I don't have... I don't really have any cool toys to play around with. I would certainly use Decoy. That's the thing. The easy way to... Sorry, I never actually did answer your question. I will not use... I will actually avoid Fenbug by not putting in points into Dodge, Avoid, Evade. I usually skip these anyway, because I'd rather just face tank hits than get thrown into Evade Lock forcefully. So I would probably go max out Crit Strike and Penetrate. Those are a given. Penetrate would be super helpful, actually. Now I'm actually looking forward to this. I think I'm on board with Spearzon. Hom3 Watcher, low-key, you're kind of pushing me towards making a Spearzon. This actually sounds like it could be fun, because I have the tools necessary here to maybe make it work. Penetrate gives me the attack rating I need, and then of course I have Jab, Impale, Fend, which also give attack rating bonuses. And then I have Decoy as a meat shield. I could probably get a Merc for Blessed Aim or Might. And then... yeah, that'd basically be my build. I don't really think I have... like I said, I have to skip out bow and crossbow skills entirely. Skip out Dodge, Avoid, Evade, Pierce, and Valkyrie, unfortunately. So again, those are a lot of my... oh, and that's my booty call. That's a lot of my... that is a lot of my potential toys kind of gone down the drain, but yeah, it could be a lot of fun being limited to using Jab, Impale, Fend, and having to play a character that has a very difficult beginning, and then trying to claw my way up from there until I get to EBOTD. 2 weeks from now, Hom3 Watcher, why did you let me do this to myself? Yeah. Who knows? That might end up happening. That's gonna be it, dude. That's actually gonna be it. That sounds very accurate to the source. Yeah, but I'm actually pretty excited for this. I'm pretty excited for next season, for what's to come. I think I will go Spearzon. I'm pretty. You've got color me convinced. You've convinced me, without even meaning to. You've convinced me to play Spearzon. Can't be that bad. I actually legitimately believe that it could potentially be worse than playing as a martial arts assassin. Because with a martial arts assassin, you actually have base damage, and the meteor damage wasn't bad. But with the Spears on, you actually don't have anything to... Oh, wait. I'm just trying to recall, did I use Shadow Warrior? I think I used Shadow Warrior in Master, didn't I, as a martial arts assassin? So I had a meat shield. Like a living meat shield. But like... Well, I guess technically I have Decoy. I don't know, man. I'll let you know if it's going to be worse than playing martial arts assassin, but I think it could be worse. I honestly think that the thing that made the martial arts assassin painful to play was that in order to proc the right skill, it would rely on the number of successful hits you had. So it was definitely the more mechanically challenging build between this and the Spearzon. But I feel like the main difficulty playing as a Spearzon is in trying to deal with the relatively low base damage that I start off with, right? Like the martial arts assassin, because I put points into skills to max out a certain skill, and then yeah, I have a good damage for that element. I can make the martial arts assassin work, but I feel like this might not be the case for the Spearzon. I feel like with the Spearzon, I would have to put a lot of points into I would have to get like a really good weapon, before I actually actively start doing damage. I don't know. Maybe I could be wrong about this, but I do think that the martial arts assassin is still arguably going to be easier, or like it might be easier, it might be worse. I don't know. We have to wait and see. Sup, nerd? Hey, X5. Hello. Funny timing. I was actually just about to hop off, dude. I went over like a lot of different things, topics today, and I was just vibing with the others here. I opened up, I talked about why I haven't been streaming the last couple months, and then I talked about why I'm streaming now, that being the Slashdiablo ladder reset that's coming out, which I'm super excited for. Then I talked about my plans for this season, and then I talked about my thoughts on D2 Remastered. I talked about plans for this channel, and then I talked, well, now I'm back to talking about plans for next season. Yeah, that's basically what I'm up to. I was farming D keys. Let me just check out. Well, I mean, I was farming out D keys, then I had to check my Amazon for some stuff. You'll be back, no biggie. Yeah, I'll be streaming again on Wednesday if you want to hop in then. How have you been, by the way, just quickly? Give me a quick rundown on what you think about the new POD. Wait, the new POD season patch notes or the PD2 patch notes? You mean POD, right, specifically? POD season patch notes, I didn't really look at them. If you want to pass them over, I didn't really... You know, actually, you know what? Never mind. I'll pull up myself. I'm not going to trouble you here. Unless I can't find it. Because I didn't really look at the patch notes. Okay. Uh-huh. Okay. I don't really... About the Diablo stackable runes. Okay, stackable runes, can't really see anyone complaining about that. WW has CTC enabled sounds really cool. Just at a lower proc rate. Yeah, a lot of people were super excited for that. Yeah, no, that's fine. Fire Claws. And, of course, they didn't do anything about teleport. Wait, oh. Teleport. Oh, yeah, no, they did something to teleport. They actually buffed it. Teleport mana drain reduction per level increase from 1 to 2. Alright, well, great. Blizzard cooldown reduced from 2.52 seconds to 1.28 seconds. Icicle spawn rate increased. Okay, buffed Blizzard. Interesting. Bruce, I want to put in the patch together. The charge up mechanic, I can redo the martial arts tree in the future. Okay, interesting. Yeah, I was also looking at the Assassin's martial arts. Anyway, my main... Actually, proccing, that'll be beautiful. Bards would get passives. Yeah, no, I think that's really cool. For the POD, like, regular POD players such as yourself, that is a really awesome change if you're going to be playing a Barbarian. However, I will say this, like, I don't know if I'm the right person to be asking about my thoughts on the POD patch notes, because, Enjoy sent them to me about a week or so ago, and I skimmed over them, but I wasn't really too interested, right? Because like I don't myself play POD, or at least I do, but like usually only on reset night and then never again. So I'm kind of like, I don't know if it really makes much sense for me to really give thoughts on the POD patch notes. Like I didn't really have an opinion on them before, and or on POD before, and now when I see the patch notes, I don't really have an opinion on it either way because I don't regularly play it, or I don't really play it. So it's I'm not really too sure what to say. Is I guess all I'm trying to get at here. I think it's awesome for you though. I'm happy for you that for PD2, which yeah, I mean I don't know when their reset's going to be, but I think it's really cool that they're going to be doing this. Uh, yeah, that they're going to be doing this whole rework for the Barb Whirlwind and also for the martial arts tree. I think that's some exciting stuff. Yeah, and I hope you have a lot of fun with it because yeah, it sounds like you're pretty hyped for it. Bro, I've only ever played one season of POD, but those few changes had me happy. Oh, okay, that's really cool. New passives. Oh, okay, that's pretty awesome. I know that you've played. Well, okay, I thought you played more than one season of POD, but in the one season you played of it, you really enjoyed it, and I figure you're probably gonna be playing it next season too. Like I played a few seasons, but I couldn't get really into it, I guess. I know I missed everything, but I'll be around. What do you mean you missed everything? Slashdiablo is having its reset next Friday, so if you're interested, you can join in on that. PD2 is also having its reset on the same day at 10 a.m. So if you're curious about that, that's also an option for you. But of course, Slash is always an option. Missed all your talks about the good shit Slash build D2R. I mean, you could watch the VOD. You could watch the VOD. I'll give you a really quick rundown, I guess, just for old time's sake, and I guess for Fatty as well. So yeah, I've been gone the last couple months. That's because I was getting sick of streaming, and I was also getting sick of streaming this game in particular. Uh, yeah, that's the quickest TLDR I can give you for that topic. Um, the second thing was my thoughts on why I'm back. Obviously, Slashdiablo ladder reset, and that leads us into plans for next season. I'm probably going to be going Spears on. After that, I talked about D2 Remastered. D2 Remastered, I think, looks fucking amazing. Yeah, XO5 was saying D2 are hype. Even Coaster, who normally is very skeptical about a lot of things, and for good reason, is actually has some pretty high hopes for this as well, at least as far as I can tell. I have pretty high hopes for this. Like, even looking at the trailer, it looks fucking sick as fuck. And then on top of that, the quality of life changes are what people actually want to see. Universally, like, no one's going to complain that your stash space increased, or that you now have a shared stash. Both of these are things that should have shipped with the game from day one. And the fact that they have, made it like this is good. I don't know how else to put it. So that's looking really good. And the fact that, that the remaster has this just kind of shows that the people who are working on the game are kind of in touch in some ways with the community. You know what I mean? Like sometimes people just pump out a bunch of shit and they don't even really understand what the community wants or needs or is looking for. They just try to do their own thing. They toss it out, and then people just fucking hate it. Like look at Warcraft 3 Reforged, right? So I don't know. And also I have high hopes because this studio that's working on the remaster is also has also been in charge of a number of other remasters which have turned out really well. And it's not Blizzard specifically who's in charge of it this time. So that should lend a bit of credence to the potential success of D2 Remastered. Anyway, that was a bit longer than I wanted to be, but those are my thoughts for D2 Remastered. And the last thing is, I also had some thoughts on the future of my channel specifically. I'm shutting down D2D2X. No, I'm fucking with you. No, I'm gonna be doing more budget build videos, and I'm gonna be doing build demos because in Slashdiablo I have all these characters, right? Like Poison Necro, Lightning Sork, Cold Druid, Dual Nova Sork, Swapcast Telly Boazon, Singer Barb, Martial Arts Assassin, Fireclaw's Druid, fucking Whirlwind Bar. I have all these builds, and I feel like it would be really good to kind of like give people inspiration for next season, and also to kind of grow my channel by putting out build demos for each of these characters in an effort to show to them, the kinds of things they could try to make, either next season for Slashdiablo or when Diablo 2 Remastered comes out. Build demos OP, yes, I do think so. Yes, the build demos are pretty OP, and that is exactly why I am looking forward to pumping out some such videos on my channel in the weeks to come. Build demos and also budget build videos, I think. I don't know when the budget build videos will come. Those take a lot longer, but a build demo is fairly simple to make. I just CBA to do it, or I couldn't be arsed to do it for... No, sorry. It's the other way around. I just haven't ever really felt the itch to do the build demos because I was only ever really doing build demos for you guys here on this Twitch channel anyway. But when it comes to the budget build videos, I couldn't be arsed to make those because those take like hours of preparation, and then it takes like an hour to record, and that's assuming I can do it all in one take, which I generally can't. Usually I look at it, I'm like, oh man, this take was dog shit, and I'll chuck it out and I'll try again. And so for me, yeah, I want to kind of like revisit that, revive that concept, and continue making budget build videos. I think you guys would enjoy seeing that. But on top of that, I want to grow more of a following because with D2 Remastered in the works, there's a lot more people who I think are going to be looking for Diablo 2 content. So my channel might even kind of grow a little bit, and I'm kind of looking forward to seeing what I can do with all that in mind. Going to be a lot of V2 traffic in YouTube this year. That already part of what spurred on this motivation is that on my notifications, I've been getting subscribers like mad not, I shouldn't say like mad, but like I've been getting quite a number of subscribers ever since they announced D2 Resurrected. So I'm kind of like, this could actually garner a lot of traffic to my channel if I take advantage of this. So I might actually do that. That's my plan. Okay. I think that's just about everything. I prefer Slash 10,000%. I just didn't have time with rel rating. Oh, okay. That's interesting. I'm very surprised that you prefer Slash. I don't know. For me, I prefer OG D2. Some people prefer POD or PD2 because, there's actually more things that were added into the game, and character builds were rebalanced and whatnot. But as you've seen time and time again on this channel, I actually enjoy that some builds are weaker overall than others because it means that, it's kind of like because the builds are more challenging, you have to come up with more creative ways to kind of get around certain obstacles, and also you can you might need to farm more equipment to get them to a point where they can compete with slightly stronger builds. I think there's nothing wrong with that, especially because it's a PvM game. It's not a PvP game like fucking, I don't know, League of Legends, where, yeah, if one character feels a lot worse, oh yeah, then, it's a PvP game, so you're going to certainly lose out to somebody who's got a newer champion that's overloaded as shit because they need to fucking pull the moolah and milk the money off the cash cow for that one character. Anyway, so yeah, that's what I'm going to say. Both of those are great, especially if you pop them on YouTube. That is my intention. I am absolutely going to put those on YouTube, and I'm going to see how those fly. Yeah, I need to do work for real, so have a good night. See you soon. Well, actually, funny timing, Home 3 Watcher, because I was actually just about to head off myself. Other things I need to take care of, and this is a good stopping point anyway. I've gone over the 2 hours that I was planning to do, or stream for, and now I'm at 2.5, so now's a good time for me to go and raid click it, and I'm going to, and I think that is a good stopping point. Once again, I appreciate the support from everybody who tuned in today. Exa5, Hom, Fatty, I think you guys are the last men standing. I don't know if anybody else is around, but that really it was a blast, a pleasure to see a lot of very familiar faces that I haven't seen in months, and I'm really looking forward to seeing what this next reset has in store for me for Slashdiablo. As for us, because yeah, I'm probably going to be going Spears on, so that's going to be exciting. I'm going to be playing the best build in the game the spears on, and you guys are gonna have to wait and see how that's gonna turn out. So I'm really excited for that. It's gonna be a lot of fun, or a lot of misery, one of the two. Worst case scenario, I can always just switch over to a different character, so that's always an option. All right. I catch you later. Have fun. Yeah. Likewise, XO5. Once again, appreciate your support. Thanks for tuning in, man, and for chatting. I hope that those explanations were adequate. If you wanted more in-depth thoughts, then feel free to check out the VOD and just have me in the background for my rants and rambles, as per the usual. But yeah, that's basically all I got to say. Fatty's saying can't wait for next stream. Well, my good sir, yeah, next stream is kind of going to be exciting. Well, actually, no. Next stream, I'm probably gonna stream next Wednesday just to kind of do like a nice segue into Friday. But the real next, like, what you should be super hyped for is next stream, because that's probably gonna be the Friday that I'm gonna be taking part in the Slashdiablo ladder reset, where I'm gonna be playing my Zon, and it's gonna be a lot of fun. So stay tuned for that. I hope you guys enjoyed today's stream as always, and I hope you guys will enjoy everything else to come in the weeks and months to come on this channel and on YouTube. Well, I guess technically, I'm just going to call it this channel, because yeah, that should encompass both Twitch and YouTube at this point. So yeah, plenty more to come, plenty more content to show up from me, so you guys can enjoy that. But otherwise, I'm going to raid click it. So off I go, guys. Hope you all have a great week, great weekend, and I will see you guys next week, probably on Wednesday. Next Wednesday, I'll probably do my last stream for the season. Maybe just do a little bit of H and T key farming, and try to run some Ubers or something just before the ladder resets, just as a nice little wind down session, just in time for the reset, which will take place on Friday. So that is something to look forward to. Spears on, or playing with a team for ladder reset, last minute heroes. And then probably respec my character and then start from scratch, naked character as a nice little spears on. So pretty excited for that. So I think that's everything, guys. Hope you all had fun as always. Appreciate you all hanging out. I will see you guys next week. But until then, thanks everyone for watching. My music stopped. Oh. Whatever. I'll just leave it playing. Thanks everyone for watching. This is D2D2, signing out.
Suddenly you're nowhere to be found. I turn around and everything has changed. Looking for a way to work it out. I'm trying to find